Hey, Miles. I'm catching up on, yikes, kind of a backlog after being away for a few weeks.
No rest for the Spider-Man?
Nope. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna be swinging behind you, constantly looking over your shoulder now that I'm back. I trust you. And I have some stuff I should take care of.
Like what? Can I help?
I need to find a job. Freelancing with the Bugle was great, but I'd like something steady.
Have you thought about teaching? You're pretty good at it.
Honestly, no. No. Maybe? I'll think about it. Call you soon.
Hey y'all, it has been a good week for Harlem. Spider-Man stopped the Tinkerer, Rio Morales was elected to city council, Roxxon Plaza is closed for good, and Simon Krieger is in jail. Boom! Ha! Bonus, I passed my citizenship test with flying colors! Still love you, China. Gonna miss your candy. Okay, back to business. In an attempt to save face, Roxxon's board released all of Krieger's personal documents. Memos, emails, real fun stuff. While I'm combing through those docs and waiting to hear Triple J eat crow on air, I'll be playing unreleased, pre-recorded casts. Fresh material coming in a few weeks, and in the meantime, remember to sing to your plants while you water them. Seriously, they love it. Okay, bye! See you soon!
Miles! I did it! I figured it out!
How to safely split an atom from the comfort of your own home?
That's next on my to-do list. No, speed nonagons! Collision model is updated, projectile physics is fixed, frame rate stabilized. It's awesome now!
Which means I can play it?
It still needs textures. Sound effects, music, VO.
I'll write the music. I could probably do sound effects too.
First we improve and design our own spider suit. Now we build a mobile game empire? We're unstoppable!
Never doubted it. I'm out doing spider things, but when I get home, I'll set up a task board, start tracking sound effects you'll need. Ooh, and sketching out a score.
Yeah, woo! Can you feel that? That's me fist bumping you from afar. Later, dude.
Remember, you can take down guys while crawling on walls, too.
Man, the hostages are all Pete. That's funny. And weird. Very Pete.
Duty of a takedown. Oh, thank you, Spider-Man!
You're up. Oh, right. Fake Pete. Siesta time.
Dastardly holograms aren't ready for Spider-Man! I knew you'd save me, my, Spider-Man!
Amazing. Love. Another win for Spider-Man. Easier than I should check on the hostages.
That was an ultimate run, Miles. Gonna need to add some more challenges next time. All hostages freed. Huge success. Now that you've gotten the hang of them, stealth takedowns will give you a boost in power. Nothing like being in the stealth zone.
Wait, let me...
Hey, bro. I read MJ's front pager about Sicaria.
Not while you were swinging, I hope. Sorry. Scolding mentor mode, downshifting. What did you think of the article?
The article was great. The pictures? Eh. Where'd they get this Peter Parker guy?
I'm sure MJ asks herself that all the time.
So how was the trip? Did you have to suit up while you were out there?
Nah, Sable handled it like a champ. Her and her wild pack. I mostly got to stand around taking pictures.
Sounds like a nice break. As much as a work trip can be.
Oh yeah. feeling refreshed and ready to do some next-level Spider-Man-ing. And clean out the gutters at my house. Being a homeowner is glamorous, let me tell you.
Sounds like it. I'll let you go. Talk soon. Oh, that's cool. Love how alive that feels.
After I started calling myself the problem, met my first client right under this sign. Neon flag's hard to miss, and the crowd makes it easy to blend in. He wanted me to steal a painting. I looked across the square and saw your dad looking back at me. He never said anything. He turned and left. He didn't know everything, just that I was a thief. That was enough. I think he saw where we were headed long before I did.
If he would have tried to act right sooner, he would have forgiven you. I know he would have. Voicemail. Number's blocked.
Hey, Miles. I know you're gonna hear a lot about me. Things I've done, now that I'm serving time. I cut a plea deal, so it shouldn't be more than 2 years. But getting out early, it's not why I gave up Krieger. You told me you had to be better. And that meant looking out for other people, even if it cost you something. I don't have a lot of practice, but I'm trying. Thanks, kid, for making me a better man that I could be on my own. Take care out there.
Love you, Unc.
On this very special episode, I'm joined by newly elected Councilwoman Rio Morales of Ark, who has been instrumental in the effort to scale back Roxxon's expansion plans following the revelations that they endanger workers with their highly unstable energy source, Newform. Welcome, Councilwoman.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Jameson. I have to say, I was surprised when you reached out to my office.
My producer, Jared, was insistent we have you on. Something about needing to broaden our demographics, especially after your recent appearance on another, much less popular show.
Oh yeah, Danica Hart was wonderful.
My listeners would like to know, how do you plan to bring prosperity to your community? I think I speak for everyone when I say it's an area that has struggled for quite some time.
True prosperity isn't brought in from outside by huge faceless corporations. It comes from sustained investment in the people that make our community so special. It's true that folks here have struggled, but that's only because they've lacked advocates in City Hall. I will be their voice. And my hope is with that support, the city and the world will see that we're a vibrant area full of brilliant artists, kind people, and now, even our very own Spider-Man.
About that, you are now a publicly elected official. You are obligated to serve according to a constitution, laws, and time-tested ethical requirements, which I'm sure you respect. How can you reconcile that responsibility with your support of a vigilante who isn't bound by any of the same safeguards?
Spider-Man is not our enemy. He's a New Yorker like the rest of us, and he's just trying to do what's right. And if you ask me, he couldn't be doing a better job. That doesn't replace my obligations to my community, nor anyone else's who serves in a public role. But I do sleep easier every night knowing that he's out there, helping us all pick up the slack.
I'm happy to spend all day arguing why that sleep could easily become a nightmare. But we're out of time. And your approval polls are very high. So I'll just say thank you, Councilwoman. Jared will be sending you some lovely parting gifts, including my J. Jonah Java, the decaf substitute doctors like mine are insisting their patients of a certain age drink. If you down it fast, you almost believe it's real coffee. Jameson out.
Hey, Miles, MJ's flying into JFK next Tuesday. You mind covering patrol for me?
No problem. She's been gone a while, huh? You must be glad she's coming back.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised Sable let her go. MJ's profile opened by calling her cold, calculating, and humorless. Lavish praise from Sicaria. They're basically BFFs now.
Now that's a cool team-up.
Cool and slightly frightening. Okay, hit you up Tuesday. Bye. And thanks again.
We're not going back to the raft, Spider-Man!
Look, man, just let these people go. This doesn't have to get ugly.
Nowhere to run!
I think that's it for the convicts.
Good news, friends. My sources say underground activity has subsided significantly, and the Tinkerer is officially presumed dead. We survived the storm of the century, and our wounds are healing. But New Yorkers must remain ever vigilant. This is the greatest city on earth, which means there will always be lunatics trying to make a name for themselves by disrupting the tranquility of our daily lives. 1 minute you're washing down a delicious everything bagel with a fresh cup of Pana Fuerte coffee. The next minute, not one, but two masked menaces run by your window, and you discover the hard way that scalding hot is great in the cup, but agony in your pants. Well, I, for one, pledge to continue rallying the public against such crises, and anything worse that may yet come. After much reflection and serenity training, I am able to accept that there are now two Spider-Men. But rest assured, I will continue holding them to the highest standard, and will be the first to call them out when they come up short. Which they will. Often. That is my promise to you. And this is J. Jonah Jameson, signing off. Until next time.
Hey, Gloria. Just checking in. Things all good at Feast?
Firing on all cylinders. Indoor plumbing truly is a modern miracle. When you coming in to volunteer, kid? Got coffee that needs pouring.
Good thing I've been practicing my form. You still got a Wednesday afternoon shift? I'm meeting up with Haley that day. Maybe we can both stop by.
Ah, kid, I see how it is. Trying to look good for the ladies. I approve. Yeah, I'll keep a spot warm for you both. See you next Wednesday.
See you then.
Everyone else, you just had to be the hero.
Pick on someone your own, or, my side.
Hell yeah! Missed you during the breakout, Spidey. Taking you down now for sure! He just disappeared!
These dudes went pretty wild out here. One last hoorah before returning to the raft.
Hola, mijo. Are you at home?
I'm doing Spider-Man things.
I'm still getting used to it. Reminds me of when I used to call your dad at work. Sometimes I'd catch him on patrol, or he'd have to shout over sirens.
You ever call when he was making a bust?
One time, he was taking in a felon who'd skip bail. The guy wriggled out of his cuffs and his pants to make a break for it. Your dad had to chase him down Fifth. I was on the phone for the whole thing.
No way. You serious?
Serious. Best part? People took pictures, and it made the Bugle. Your dad was not happy. Made him the butt of a lot of jokes at the station.
But, nice one, Ma.
I did not mean to do that.
Either way, awesome story. So what's up? Did you need something?
No, I just wanted to hear your voice and make sure you're okay. I'll let you go. Bye, honey.
Love you. Bye. Pete! Hey. Now that my mom knows about, you know, how much do you think I should tell her?
Like, should you tell her about every cracked rib and supervillain with a vendetta? That is tough. Never had to face that question with May.
I worry if I'm too open, she'll stress out. But if I hold back, she'll stress even more.
I don't know, your mom's pretty good with stress. I mean, she did go toe-to-toe with Roxxon. Talk it out. Find out how much she wants to know, and how much you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, that's good advice. Every time I think I know everything about superheroing, bam, something new.
Just wait till you gotta figure out health insurance. Let me tell you, premiums get nuts after 3 freak accident detached retinas.
Something to look forward to. All right, thanks, Pete. Take it easy.
Miles, hey, do you have a basin wrench?
Maybe in my dad's stuff. I can check.
Yeah, would you? May wouldn't be happy, but I'm gonna replace the lime green guest bathroom sink. 76 was a beautiful year, but it's time to go.
You need any help? I'm happy to swing out to Queens.
Nah, this is therapeutic. I'm doing full-scale bathroom renovation.
Now that sounds incredibly boring.
Just wait. Once you're an old, grizzled Spider-Man like me, you'll get hyped about home repair. Anyway, thanks for covering Manhattan while I'm in DIY mode.
Hey, my pleasure. What's the point of having 2 Spider-Men if they don't coordinate work schedules?
Heard that. All right, I should get back to it. Find that wrench, let me know.
Can do. Later, Pete.
Looking forward to this. I've got a dead wish. I can help with that. Relax, I got it. I got a shot.
I think that's it for the convicts. Really need to sleep. Just a quick nap. From Mom. It's a clue for a scavenger hunt. Dad and I used to do these. Did she make a new one? I'm gonna check this out. See what Mom put together. Should get out of here. Check out the Natural History Museum. Haven't been to the museum in forever. I think the last time was with Finn and Dad. Those trips are really fun. It's weird to think about now.
Hey y'all, I realized something today. Ugh. That sounds like an after-school special, but I'm gonna soldier on. Okay, here it is. You listen to this podcast because I'm running it. You're not looking for someone more buttoned up, professional, older, with like 18 million credentials. You want to hear from and talk to me about what's happening in our city. So I won't be changing how I do things. No trying to class up the pod, no ads, no blazers. It's just me and you. And you know what? I think that's it. Thanks, friends. And until next time, don't become someone's reply guide on social media, okay? It's super annoying. Goodbye.
Okay. Natural History Museum. Who on the postcard said, facing the park, with the world on our shoulders, we guard the next clue. Okay. Natural History Museum. Who on the postcard said, facing the park, with the world on our shoulders, we guard the next clue.
Why did I make so many Christmas
There's a
cards?
statue of 4 guys holding a globe at the Central Park entrance. Might be what that clue means. This one's of the Empire State Building. High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes. There's a flash drive attached.
Hey, big man. Happy birthday.
Oh my God. Dad.
Scavenger hunt seemed like a fun way to celebrate 16. Tour down memory lane. Remember that summer you and Finn forced me to take you to the museum every weekend? Here's a secret. I love those trips. Used to be I felt guilty you didn't have any siblings. Things with your uncle are tough now, but I would have never made it to 18 without you. Anytime I'd see you with Finn, I'd feel less guilty. You have a sister. Her. With Finn, now Genki, you'll always have family. Love you lots, big man. See you at the next one.
Wow. I haven't heard his voice in so long. I hope he left more messages with the rest of the scavenger hunt.
Hey, sleepyhead. Did you find my note?
Yeah. I followed the clue. We just heard Dad. Did you do all this?
Just the setup. Your dad made the clues last year. I know it's been tough since the move. Thought hearing from him could help.
It does. Gracias, Ma.
De nada. Have fun with him. And remember, I'm here if you need me, Miles. You can tell me anything. Te quiero.
Te quiero. Empire State Building. Let's check the clue. High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes. Maybe the clue's about the binoculars on the observation platform.
Spidey! Spidey! Spidey!
Watch it!
Hey!
It's really him.
Woo! How cool! Modern Art Museum in Greenwich. I remember that place. Find the fossil hiding among the modern. Don't forget to look up.
5th grade field trip. Empire State Building. I shot them. Never agreed to wrangle a bus full of 10-year-olds, son. It took us 3 hours to get here, and when we did, who showed up? The webhead himself. Battling Vulture. As soon as we stepped off the elevator, we had to turn right back around again in the backpack. The thing I remember most, though, you wanted to stay. Told me, Spider-Man needs our help, Dad. You're a born hero, Miles. Don't ever lose that fight this year. See you at the next clue.
Born hero. I think I learned to be a hero from watching Dad. I miss him. Especially now. Okay, here's the Modern Art Museum. Find the fossil hiding among the modern. Don't forget to look up. Looks like I'm going to CODB's. Where money is king, you'll find great tunes hanging among the lights.
I had to practically drag you and Finn to the Modern Art Museum the first time we came. What do we care about splotchy paintings? But the moment I knew, we had to show you kids that there were different ways of looking at the world. Sometimes radically different. When I saw you two in front of that psychedelic Angela Davis portrait, heads trained up and all, I knew you had it. All that orange and gold. Don't think you ever realized what could look like. You, like royalty. Glad of you making it this far. Let's see how you do it the next one.
Finn and I talked about that trip for months afterwards. Mom and Dad really knew how to inspire. All right, CODBs. Let's hunt. Hanging among the lights. Here we go.
You have no idea. All right, that's enough of that.
Lobster Bill's. Dad's favorite restaurant. Nestled beneath Stuyvesant lives a monster of a good meal.
Spent half my youth at COD. Uncle, every musician we loved played at this cramped little stage. Aaron even got up there once himself. Didn't do half bad either. When he finally told me about his nightclub, this is where he took me, to soften the blow. But it poisoned the place for me. Never took you here because of it. I regret that. You love it. Just like I do. So, how about this? Find a show you want to see. Anything, my treat. Come out here and your old man will show you how he used to bust a move. Next clue's all yours, Miles.
Dad was gonna bring me to a show. Need a minute after hearing that. Lobster Bill's, holy ground for Dad. Nestled beneath Stuyvesant lives a monster of a good meal. Pretty sure I know which monster he means. I know this place. The art space on the Upper East Side. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate.
Woo! Boy, Lobster Bill's. Home away from home. Always reminded me of the Graham's Kitchen down south. Took your mom here on our first date. Just about every date after that. Even once when she was pregnant with you. And she went into labor right before dessert. I blame the Cajun chef. She was less of a fan after that. But I'm not gonna lie, son. Some of those nights working late, oh yeah, I'm stopping in for some fried over. Let me tell you more.
Mom totally knew he was stopping here. Let him have his secret. They were a good team. There's the art space. Okay. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate.
So, are you?
Next clue. Oh, CJ Walker Park. I knew this place, up in Harlem. Beneath the hoop where you learn to fly, your journey comes to an end. Man, not ready for this to be over.
Middle school graduation. You and Finn joked it felt like a royal coronation when we saw the art space building. Your mom and I were so proud. Our son and our almost daughter graduating at the top of their class. I know it made you sad, both of you, go to different high schools. But Miles, I'll tell you, friendships you make when you're young, the real ones, those last. You and Finn will find each other again. Maybe a few years down the line, maybe a few decades. One clue left, but you can't wait to get to the end.
Finn and I did find each other again. Just not the way Dad thought. Hello, friendly neighborhood. It's your Spider-Man. This is it. CJ Walker Park. Beneath the hoop, where you learn to fly, your journey comes to an end.
Oh, so glad Thomas birthday over. All right.
Who?
Way to show those rocks out!
What? This is the last man. So many memories.
And so we come to the end. CJ Walker Park. Remember when we played ball here in the summers? Your uncle showed you how to take it to the rack. Well, I demonstrated how to throw it down with authority. Don't think I'll ever forget watching you and Finn trying to alley-oop to your mom. This place reminds me that as crazy as life gets, only one thing really matters. The people you love. You, your mom, Finn, Genki, even your uncle. Keep the folks you care about close to your heart, and you'll never go wrong. Happy birthday, big man. You are my reason for being brave.
Not ready for that.
Hey, Miles, what's up?
Hey, Mom. Just finished the scavenger hunt. Thank you so much for putting it together. For a little while, it was like he was back.
You never left me. I love you.
I love you, Mom.
Hey, is this Spider-Man? It's Dale, from the bodega. Hope this is an okay time to call. It's Dale, by the way, from the bodega.
Hey, Dale. What's up, man?
Hey, listen, Spider-Man. My Spider-Man, you know, my cat, took a liking to you.
Oh, yeah? I like him, too. Good cat.
So, you know, I just wanted to say, if you wanted to come by and hang out with him sometime, or like take him for a walk or a swing or something, you know, that'll be okay. It's okay.
For sure. I'd love to chill with him. Thanks, Dale.
Oh, man, that's great. He'd love that. Gonna tell him now. You're a good one, Spider-Man. See you soon.
Tail's great, man. Love that guy.
Oh my God. Hey, good to see you. Been telling everyone how you saved Spider-Man.
You ready to swing, Spider-Cat?
You two look great. Get out there and stop some crimes, you two.
Oh.
Get up to.
Spider-Man, up high!
Oh, hey. Careful about hairballs. They can get...
If you ever wanted to stop an out-of-control helicopter, check the marker.
I'm shutting this down.
You're not strong enough for us!
This is gonna hurt, Spider-Man! Target's on your back, Spider-Man! Hello! He's here! He got me! We're taking the shot!
Combat assistance complete.
You can't stop us, Spidey! Stay out of our way!
All right, now for the transmitter. Gotta shut down more transmitters to get through that hack.
can't believe this is happening!
Underground down, transmitter next. Transmitter's down. Need to look for more.
Pay for that! Wait! We all know it! Get it wet!
Okay, time to worry about the transmitter. No more hacks. Spider-Man saves the day. Out for the count.
Status alert.
You look so peaceful, knocked out.
Resetting.
That'll leave a mark.
Investigation ended. Returning to patrol. Diffused. Nice. Keep going. It's safe. Good work. Still more out there, though.
I know these bombs are fake, but this is surprisingly stressful.
That was ultimate speed, ultimate reflexes, and ultimate spidering. You're ultimate Miles. Want to make a big entrance? Here's a secret. Put a little mustard on your takedowns and they'll hit multiple enemies at once. That's a big entrance.
Put a little mustard. I like that phrase. Gotta use it sometime.
Oh, wow. Oh, you finished all the challenges. Guess there's nothing to do but release the super secret bonus ultimate challenge. Head to ESU, if you dare. Wow. Wow, evil laughs are so much harder to pull off than they seem.
Oh, man, he's right. Do bad guys take classes in this stuff?
ESU, hallowed halls. My alma mater. Have I ever told you what happened when I started school here? Step up to the prompt and live the story for yourself.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
On the very first day of class. I'll mash you into birdseed, Spider-Man! Sorry, that's my best vulture.
Oh, Pete had fun with this.
Vulture's old research partner, Greg Bestman, taught at ESU. Vulture tried to take Bestman out. I tried to stop him. I'll tell you what, Miles, this life's too hard.
Love Pete's stories.
Always meddling, Spider-Man! Why won't you let me commit my senseless, overly dramatic crimes in peace?
Feel like Pete's working out some stuff with this vulture imitation.
I'm old! I'm old and I hate you! Get off my lawn! Early bird special! Casual racism that it's not worth it to challenge me on!
Too real.
I'm melting! I'm melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! It was a tough fight, but he was weakening. Then, just as I thought I might actually win, Vulture's eviler twin brother showed up to help. No, actually, he road-killed me. I was exhausted. He was barely winded. And it felt like two vultures.
Two? Fight's no joke.
How does it feel to be a metaphor for youthful inexperience? Vulture number 2. Great Vulture number 1. I love seeing you illustrate the importance of pacing yourself during a battle.
How long did Pete spend making this? Got it.
Hey, Vulture number 2. When should you buy a bird? When it's going cheap.
I've been waiting for the bird joke to come out.
Society. Wait. Also, overinflated egos combined with an inability to achieve success through normal avenues. Amazing society.
Roast them, Pete.
Catch, Spider-Man! It's clever because I don't want you to catch anything. Hilarious. Vulture Wing Blade, attack! Avenge me, brother! No! You defeated my metaphorical brother! I'm metaphorically pissed, Spider-Man!
And I'm metaphorically loving this.
Don't get me going. See, MJ is... No! I'll be back, Spider-Man! I'll be back! That fight taught me I'd always be a kid from Queens at heart, and I could carry that strength anywhere. To Manhattan, to the West Coast, heck, even to Sicaria. Weird to think, but I owe it all to an old man in a bird costume. I should really write him a thank you note. Anyway, nice work, Miles. Holographic spider training officially complete.
That was some great training. Kudos to Pete on super clean combat design.
Check the marker. Some dudes stole a car and are being chased by the cops.
Someone's gonna get hit if I don't stop that car.
Can't drive forever. We will stop you.
It's that Spider Kid!
Spider-Man! Guys, this car is busted. It's not worth it.
Let's see how tough you really are.
Got you now!
I got you now, kid!
And he nails the finish. Spider-Man does it again.
Bring him down! Watch out! What the hell? Where's he coming from? Grenade out! Get clear!
Think fast.
Where'd he go? He's gotta be here! He's just one guy!
Okay. Have to keep the reactor from hurting anyone else and shut it down for... Never gets easier.
Lab's powered down. Upstairs is your way out.
Might be something useful in that computer.
Rocks on Rockstars. How cool does it feel to be building the future every single day? Huh? Well, it'll feel a lot less cool if we get shut down because of an ill-timed leak. Information security is vital to our survival, so from here on out, we'll need all employees to surrender phones, laptops, any other communication devices upon entry. Cool? Good. Remember, we're here for you.
Now that Krieger's in prison, I wonder if Roxxon's gonna be there for him. Oh, whoa. Glad I didn't land in the middle of that.
You know, I figured you'd have enemies as Spider-Man. I didn't think Roxxon would be one of them.
Yeah, they're way more corrupt than I thought.
Between you and your uncle, I guess messing with Roxxon runs in the family. I'm just along for the ride.
Couldn't take on an evil conglomerate without you. Thanks, man. Talk soon.
Hey, Spider-Man. Since we shut down those underground hideouts, recruiting stayed down and those blocks have gotten way safer.
That's awesome, Danica. Couldn't have done it without you.
Hey, team effort. So I was looking through some of my files. It looks like the Tinkerer was working on some big secret project in Hell's Kitchen.
Is it Newform related?
No, it looks like programmable matter?
Maybe I should grab it before someone else does.
Oh, hey, there's a code referenced here. 2658. Maybe try that if you find something, you know, locked?
2658. Got it.
Great news. Roxxon's prototype labs in Manhattan are kaput. And so are their reactors.
Finally. With the labs and Krieger gone, feels like Roxxon's butt has been firmly kicked.
I bet they'll be staying out of sight for a while.
Good. Because I don't want to drain any more reactors.
You said it, buddy. But I'm glad we were able to do this together.
Me too. Until our next adventure?
Which'll probably be 5 minutes from now, right? Deal.
Gotta help that person before they get beaten up any worse.
This doesn't involve you, Spider-Man! You're dead, boss!
I think I'm getting the hero thing down.
Oh, you're the new one. Thanks, man, I owe you.
Glad you're okay. More tech parts. Works for me. Jeff, oh, football league. I mentioned to Finn one time I was into soccer, and she went all impossible mission to steal this from an exhibition match for me. That civilian's gonna get seriously... Hey, remember those time capsules I told you Finn and I hid? Found them. Whew. Talk about a head trip.
Yeah, I bet that'd be intense now.
I wanted to go to Prospect Park, but it was her idea to spin around the city. She always tried to push me out of my comfort zone.
What do you think she would have said to you now that you found them?
Good job, but I would have found him faster.
I like her taking the opportunity to dunk on you.
That's how she wanted. Man, I just thought of some quips I could have used. Next time. Spider-Man! Thank you. Those guys were awful. Glad they're off the street.
This one was all your dad's idea. You need something that's always in this park. Quiet on their own. Loud in a group.
Loud in a group? Record this. Was he a pigeon whisperer?
This was way back, before high school. We were hanging in the park one day, and someone dropped a hot dog. You know how that goes. Place was swarming with pigeons. Dad stopped cold. He said, Aaron, man, that's some music. Listen. Next day, we were crawling all over Manhattan looking for beats. Like you are now.
I remember the first time they showed me how to sample. Uncle Aaron had the ear, and Dad had the ear for music.
Hey, young bud, you got almost everything you need for the track. You just unlocked the spot where you can find the last piece. Hope it works for you.
The place where I fought him? Doesn't have the best memories, Uncle Aaron. There's Howard. Hey, Howard. I'm the other Spider-Man.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for the help. I've got 3 birds missing. Worried about them in this cold.
I can track them. Do you have anything that, belong to them?
Feathers work?
Perfect. Got it. I'll be back.
Oh hey, you've scanned one of Howard's pigeons. Howard Protocol now active.
Howard Protocol?
Welcome to Pigeon Facts, your source for daily fun facts about pigeons.
Oh, no. Unsubscribe.
You have opted in.
A second coop? Did someone steal Howard's birds? Pigeon trails go in 3 directions. Should check them all. Might be the pigeon.
We robbed the guy to get the birds, genius! Take your best shot!
One of them dropped something. They're using pigeons to carry messages? And something's happening at the Bugle tomorrow night. Hey, Pigeon! Stop!
Pigeon Fact 1, incoming.
How do I turn this off?
Did you know? Scientist Nikola Tesla nursed injured pigeons back to health. When his favorite bird died, he was inconsolable for weeks.
That's kinda interesting. It's sad.
Stay tuned for more Pigeon Facts.
Come on, little pigeon. Got him. Howard, got a bird. I think they're using your pigeons to plan something at the Bugle.
Really? Maybe they're looking for some juicy news. They got the best reporters in town.
Maybe. I'll find out. But first, I'll get your birds. All right. Should head back to the coop. Track the other birds. Another pigeon. He's got a note. No, birdie!
Pigeon Fact 2, a smidgen more pigeon.
There! Hold still. Okay. Checking the notes. Change of plans. We're moving now. Hey, Howard. Whatever they're using your pigeons to plan, they want to go ASAP.
They're looking for a fast communication system. I could think of easier ways.
You've got that right. Gonna keep digging into this. I'll be in touch. One more. This got a lot more complicated than I expected. Active crime scene. Looks like a break-in.
3rd break-in this week. We'll be setting a new record at this rate.
Don't even joke about that.
Hey, officers. What's the situation? Can I help?
Tenant's a Bugle reporter. Place was tossed upside down, but nothing's been stolen. Whatever they're looking for wasn't here.
Let me look into it. Maybe I'll have more luck. Oh, gotta run. Swing, you know. These birds are fast. What do they eat? Coffee? Sugar? Jet fuel?
Pigeon Fact 3. Here we go.
Not gonna lie. Kinda enjoying these.
Peter Parker did not like these.
Gotcha. Howard, got all your birds. The bad news is, the gang is using them to plan a series of break-ins.
Oh, no. Tell me you got some good news, too.
Yep, I know where the gang's gonna be. The Bugle. Gonna take him out and keep your pigeons safe.
Love it. Give them hell, Spider-Man.
Time to save the Daily Bugle from a break-in. MJ will be proud. Man's all here. Pigeons did their work.
One of our guys tipped the bugle off to this pigeon. I don't know which it was, but I will. Meantime, we break in.
Sucks to be you. I got feathers. Not sound as cool as I thought it would. There's a creativity award for crime planning. You guys win. Practicality? No, but definitely creativity.
Won't get me that easy. You're not walking away from this. How you like that? Is he gone? What? Better be gone.
Daily Bugle saved. Howard, I took out the group that stole your pigeons. They won't bother you anymore.
Good looking out. Now I just gotta talk to my birds about picking better friends.
Well, if y'all need me again, just hit up the app. Good meeting you, Howard.
You too, Spider-Man.
Hey, you having cat troubles?
Yeah. Vector, my cat, ran out while I was grabbing the mail. Here, he loves this bag. If you find him, he'll crawl right in.
Are cats in backpacks like a thing? Do you have anything with Vector's scent?
Right here. His favorite toy.
Cute. Quick scan. And I got a trail. Hold tight. Dexter's coming home. Up onto those school buses. Oh, little guy's nimble. Is that a... Yep. Dead rat. Good for Vector, sad for Rat. On the right trail, though. Went under the bus. Into the sewers. I'll follow from street level, thank you. Oh, this cat's gonna smell real weird. Trail picks up. He climbed out here. Saved from a sewer search. Never would have gotten that smell out of my suit. Vector's vector goes up that fire escape. Nice hops, cat. Vector's calling. Still warm. I'm close. Man, cats do not abide by the laws of nature. went under that HVAC stuff. Time to crawl. Vector! Hold up, bud. Coming! Found you! Ooh, boy. You got that real New York smell now, Vector. Wow. Time to head home. Here you go.
Thank you. Ooh, wow. Wow, that's a smell. Oh, Vector, you've earned a full body scrub, pal.
Cute cat.
Let's get inside.
Stinky, but mad cute. Looks like I got another request from Friendly Neighborhood. Ab says I've got a gift waiting for me. I'll take a look before someone grabs it. There's the gift! Let's see.
Some disturbing news has just crossed my desk. Spider-Man was recently involved in a nauseating act of depravity, stealing toys from children. Is there anything lower than that? Why, yes there is, my faithful flock. Do you know what was found in this stolen stash? Spider-Man toys! Not only does he steal from children, he bullies them into playing with toys they probably don't even want. The nerve! The audacity! Which is why I'm announcing a new venture for the Just the Facts team. J. Jonah Jameson action figures. I have a prototype right here in front of me, and let me tell you, this is one handsome toy. Oh my goodness, what a specimen! Any self-respecting child, or adult, I won't judge, would be lucky to get their hands on this masterpiece. In fact, Jared ordered 10 for me and 10 for my wife. Get one for yourself, too. It'll come out of your next paycheck. You're welcome.
Must be
Take all of us!
Let's see how tough you really are! Back up! Fight it, kid! Take your best shot!
Be more subtle next time. Or, you know, just don't do crimes. Whoa. 2658, right?
supplies are being stolen from a feast truck. I marked the location.
Listen up. I finally have scientific proof that Spider-Man is a crime against nature. Allow me to explain. A recent incident involving a construction crane and a tiny bit of ice turned into a spider snafu when the masked menace decided to intervene. The result? A disaster the likes of which this city has never seen. We have yet to receive a body count, but I can assure you, it will be... What's that? I'm being told no lives were lost, thank heavens. But the number of injured is likely significant. We're still awaiting word from local hospitals on just how many... Seriously? I'm now being told there were no injuries. However, this doesn't change the fact that this tragedy could have been avoided if Spider-Man had just let nature take its course. Jared, get me new fact checkers. I know they're your roommates. Get me new ones. Get rid of the one with the beanie.
Underground's trying to get the press to notice them more. And here's the Underground. You sure you're getting more press with these billboards? Or just more of me? Done. Maybe the Underground should try handing out pamphlets next time.
You're even doubling down? Damn!
Abandoned subway tunnels. Guess a good thief needs a good hideout. Sequencer? Sampler? Vintage? Oh, has to be him and Dad's equipment. He was always way better at guitar than me. He used to come to our place for dinner all the time. Guess he never learned to cook. Use the sounds. Frequency lock? Something new every day.
Hey, kid. Hope the suit fits.
You asked why me and your dad stopped talking. He was investigating the Prowler. It led him to my clients, people like Simon Krieger, Wilson Fisk. Your dad couldn't afford to make enemies like that, not with you and Rio in the picture. So I told him. Hoped he'd back off, and he did. For good. He didn't want me around. Didn't want you to turn out like me. Hope this suit helps you be better. Take care, Spider-Man.
Thank you, Uncle Aaron, for everything. Maybe I should take a few swings. Nah, I'd probably break it. Always making upgrades. I definitely got my suit patching skills from Uncle Aaron. Uncle Aaron's got tabs all over the city. He must have been building his network for years. My mom bought him this at a flea market. It was a joke about... can't remember. Beating up innocent people is not cool. Please. Come on. Hey, leave him alone.
Fuck, crap, it's the spider! You'll regret doing that! Time to teach you a lesson! It's a bad day to mess with us!
I think I'm getting the hero thing down. Those guys were awful. Glad they're off the street.
Now's not the time to get insane, right, Billy? I've never done this before! This is your last warning. All over!
Someone's gonna get hit if I don't stop that car.
Prison for all of us!
This is Spider-Man! Stop the car before someone gets hurt!
Get him off the roof!
Can't let it...
Taking you down! I did not sign up for this crap!
Why, you little... Down here, you little twerp!
You ain't getting through me!
You're dead!
And that's why you shouldn't run red lights.